Vault Escapades, starring Eric Huffman as Detective Walter Camry and Amy Harris as Bunny. The year is 2077. The United States has just recovered from the resource wars with China that have stricken the world thirsty for oil and petroleum. But before our boys could rejoice in the sweet aftermath of battle, the threat of nuclear war was nigh. No, China would not let such a humiliating defeat be remembered. They would have the past erased. Things only got worse. Beforehand, America annexed its neighbor Canada, the United Nations disbanded, and the struggle for any scrap of fuel was at an all-time frenzy. Only time could tell what would happen next. Some did not decide to wait, however. The company known as Vault prevented mass panic by constructing more than 100 underground shelters across America known as vaults. These vaults would house thousands of Americans from the awesome power of nuclear devastation. On October 23rd, sirens blared across the states, warning of a nuclear attack. Anybody assigned to a designated vault was rushed to it immediately. Those that weren't huddled at home in a homemade shelter with their families and loved ones. Sure enough, the bomb fell, devastating the Earth with atomic fire and radioactive fallout. It took generations for the Earth to become mostly habitable again, and the world only became more dangerous. Mutants, rebels, slaver groups, and more had the wasteland in their grip. But despite the awful leftovers that the war had left behind, there was an even greater danger, which threatened the remnants of old world humanity. And this danger could only be solved by the Detective Walter Camry. Today's episode, you can call me Bunny.
It was 8 o'clock in my office, and things weren't too busy. A steaming half-filled cup of coffee sat beside me, aside 2 round cigars and an ashtray I didn't finish. A thick stench of smoke filled the air as it always did. Things could be quite stressful in my office. I ran a small private detective agency in the seedy side of Carbon. It wasn't easy work, but it was work. It's not like I get much action. Carbon was a farming community. The closest thing I get to real detective work was the occasional raider murder in the ghettos. Other than that, it was petty livestock thievery, jet dealers, and land feuds. Most of the town thinks I should just join the sheriff's department like the rest of them. Say I just get in the way. So each time they ask, I refuse. I like being my own boss, running my own business. The business wasn't good this time around. Things were usually slow, but not this slow. I think bad words are being said about me, and I don't know what to do. If I didn't get a job soon, I'd be forced to close down. No cabs means no living down here, and it would be a long day in the streets before I could scrape up enough scratch to afford my own place. It's not like I was loose with my money to start with. I lived through my office. Oh well, I'll come up with something. I've been sitting in this chair all day anyway. I might as well close up shop and think. But before I could rise from my seat, I was interrupted with hasty knocks at the door. Come in. The room was a tad too dark to make out the stranger's face, but whoever it was in a major hurry. He quickly strutted to the front of my desk. That's when I realized this he was a she.
Then I'm going to have to ask you to remain open, Detective.
That's when my lamp lit her face. She didn't appear like most girls of the Wasteland. Her hair was blonde and her eyes blue. She wore jet black eyeshadow and cherry red lipstick, along with a flawless face dotted by only a single beauty mark on her left cheek. The only thing that seemed off-putting was the blue jumpsuit she was wearing. It was clean and toted the number 54 on it. Either way, she meant business. It was written on her face. She leaned in and placed her unscathed hands on my desk to meet eye to eye.
I have caps to spare and no time to waste. I'm sorry if I'm cutting in on anything important, but you're my only hope at this point.
You look stressed, ma'am. Would you care for a smoke?
What? Did you not hear me? I have a job for you and you want to have a smoke break?
They're imported. You should get one while they still exist.
What, I have... Hand one of those over.
Here, let me light that for you. You're shaking, miss. You should relax.
How can I?
Now, ma'am, I'm going to be frank with you. It's just about closing time, and I can't have just any old dame bursting in here like there's a second-grade war.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Detective. But this old dame is fairly certain she saw Camry Investigation's closing time was 10 p.m.
What is this? Are some gangsters harassing you? Boy in trouble? A scuffle at your best friend's party? You came to the wrong place, sister.
Oh, don't waste your breath, Detective. I'm not even from around here.
Oh, yeah? Then what do you want?
Closure.
Just then, she walked back to my desk, only to reveal a flashing wrist device bonded to her arm I didn't notice before. It displayed a small screen with all different kinds of symbols. I don't know where this girl comes from, but wherever it is, it must be extremely advanced. And just what kind of alien device is this?
You don't have Pip-Boys out here, do you?
Pip-Boy, miss?
I guess society outside is more primitive than I thought. That's not important right now, anyway. I'll explain later.
My patience is thinning, ma'am.
Oh, all right.
Now what's this here?
It's the radio.
There's a radio packed in that tiny thing?
Now my patience is thinning, Detective.
Oh, all right.
The whole reason I came here was because of my people's distress signal we sent about a week ago. We're in a sort of jam, see? And just when things are sorting themselves out, it only got worse. So, since you so generous Wasteland folk didn't respond, the only rational thing left to do was go and find the help myself.
That's real brave of you, miss.
Bunny. You can call me Bunny.
Well then, Miss Bunny, that was very brave of you. It can be quite the experience your first time out in the wastes. I can tell you really care about your people.
Well, thank you, Detective. It's nothing my 45 couldn't handle. But there's a real problem at hand, and to be honest, I wish I would have left earlier if I knew nobody was going to respond.
Hate to burst your bubble, ma'am. We get all kinds of broadcasts out here. Musical ones, looped ones, crazed ones.
This was no Looney Man's radio show, I assure you. Can you just wait and listen? Stop packing up your things and listen to me.
I'll have plenty of time to listen to you tomorrow, Miss Bunny. But for now, I'll be making up my bed in the broom closet.
Financial problems, huh? I've heard that there was a suit down on his luck around here. Just didn't know it was you.
Not 2 seconds in this town and you already know my state of affairs. Amazing, ain't it? Local government passes out a few rumors over my head because I attempt to expose corruption. Next thing you know, my house gets evicted, my belongings magically disappear, and the last place I can run to is my office. Surprising they haven't shut me down yet. Maybe they felt sorry for me.
I can help you get back on your feet again. You just gotta trust me on this one.
Oh, really? I've been paid big money in the past, sister. So how is some outsider I've never met gonna amount to the bags of caps I've made?
I'll give you 10,000 caps.
What did you say?
You heard me. 10,000 caps.
And just how did you get your hands on that kind of dough?
None of your concern, Detective. Look, you can either stay cooped up in this shack until Carbon decides to evict it as well, or you can take this job and rub the winnings in their face. What do you say?
This girl was crazy. But crazy or not, I needed that cash. If what she was claiming wasn't some kind of scam, I would be clear, no doubt. No more taxes, no more debts, just me and a pile of loot. And she was right. If I didn't find some scratch soon, I'd end up on the streets like most of the poor suckers in this town. Best take my chances or get out while I can. And who knows, maybe with 10,000 caps I can open up Camry Investigations in a more civilized location. All right, Bunny. I'll hop on board for now. This job sounds more shady than downtown New Reno, so you'll have to explain along the way. But I have no position to argue with caps like that. You better not cross me, girl.
Oh, thank you, Detective Camry. Thank you. I thought my people were doomed for sure. You won't regret this, I swear.
Call me Walter.
Yes, Walter.
Just one question, Miss Bunny. Can't this wait till morning? Carbon has enough hotel rooms to go around.
I'm sorry, Walter. There isn't any time left to spare.
Every second counts on this one, eh? Fine. Just lock in the coordinates on that fancy anti-machine of yours and wait outside. I need to get my belongings together.
Yes, Mr. Walter. Please don't be long.
She was a spunky one. Haven't seen anything that strange since my childhood. This little community of hers isn't your average travel group. No, this had to be a more organized civilization. And by the looks of that thing she called a pit boy, they must have a large amount of energy weapons in stock. I better keep my wits about me, or end up vaporized. I filled my knapsack with essentials and loaded my revolver. I could tell from the start, this was going to be a case I would never forget.
This has been the first mysterious episode of True Vault Escapades. The part of Detective Walter Camry was portrayed by Eric Huffman, and the part of Bunny was portrayed by Amy Harris. Next week at the same time, be sure to tune in for Episode 2, A Walk in the Wasteland. True Vault Escapades is originally broadcast on the Old World Tunes radio station and mobile app, brought to you by Nobex Technologies. Entire production was written and directed by Preston Hardin. Original cover art by Ali Shellman. Old World Tunes can be accessed on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry devices. Other streaming outlets include the Radionomy website and app, and FalloutFM.playtheradio.com. We now return you to our regular scheduled programming.